Solo Leveling episode 6 was incredible and is officially the best episode up to date. It lasted from middle of chapter 21 to end of chapter 24 and it started with the lizards leaving the gates. It continues pretty much one-to-one with the manhwa, with the only differences being what they say, such as better find out whose trust fund kid he is, and instead of saying we should at least give him a funeral like in the manhwa, he said it looked bad if we didn't show up at the funeral, which makes them look eviler to heart. And the plan to go through this side tunnel is an anime exclusive. In anime, Jinwoo charges at the spider instead of the spider charging at them like in the manhwa, and we get this anime exclusive scene which really builds up our knowledge on Jin Chul and Gun-hee's relationship. Otherwise, the spider fight is much alike, with the panels being one-to-one with the anime, but when Jinho talks about Jinwoo being a fake ranker, he is overly dramatic to the point there is even a spotlight in the manhwa for comedic purposes, compared to the anime's serious tone. The first fatigue number is the same, both medias reminds the viewer of the dagger's ability, and the fatigue being at 59 is only shown in the anime. In this scene is the first time we see or hear that Jinwoo can use skills in the anime, and we also get more details on the skill sprint compared to the manhwa. For example, that it lasts for 1 minute before cooldown.
The anime did also do a better job at showing his attacks and movement during this sequence. The manhwa showed fatigue at 61 and that he was physically tired in the manhwa, and the spider checked his hand before Jinwoo's counterattack, while in the manhwa the spider was caught by surprise. The spider bleeds green in the anime and yellow in the manhwa. The fight ended with this cool pose only in the manhwa, and Jinwoo had this frightening look due to it being the first time he had gathered this many high-level crystals. He also only gathered 1 in the anime compared to the manhwa's 10. We finally get some goofy comedic stuff, and the lizards explode through the rubble they created in the manhwa, while in the anime they used the tunnel they mentioned at the start of the episode. They also didn't smile in the manhwa when seeing Jinwoo and Jinho alive, which is a way more realistic reaction. We get this short but superbly animated and choreographed sparring between Jin Chul and Gun-hee, and except position change due to different entrances, both medias continue equally, with the only differences being Wang Dong-suk wanting something of Jinho's father, and Jinwoo having this short dialogue when he thinks Jinho is going to side with the lizards in the manhwa. The mage Jin saying "you're gonna want to pay attention" in the manhwa, and the emergency quest has the same exact description in both anime and manhwa. In anime, it looks like he's stuck inside a rubber due to leg and camera positioning, and we get this lovely new anime exclusive of B-rank healer Park Hee-jin, which will be in a future Red Gate arc at chapter 49, hanging out with A-rank mate Gina and unnamed A-rank, which both has their appearance during Hunter's Guild Dungeon arc at chapter 68. We get some fan service which got the community hyped. We also see the appearance of A-rank tanker's son Ki-hoon, and an early indication of his goal, which is to become the Strike Squad leader. We return to Jinwoo being dead, where the lizards look unintentionally very goofy, and we get this how scene, which the anime did different, but it was absolutely pristine in every way possible, from the voice acting to the OST, which gave us all shivers to our spine. However, there are differences, being that Jinwoo reflects on his life with saying he's been hanging by a thread for so long, and us being able to see how much damage the spell did to him in the manhwa. We get to know the mage put his all into the spell that hit Jinwoo, increased censorship in the manhwa, and the manhwa doing a way better job of building his past frustration of being weak to now becoming a turning point into his beliefs and humanity. He only got shot by this guy in the anime, and in the manhwa, after the first kill, Jinwoo kills the mage second, where we can see him cut his hand off first, then dicing it up like an onion before killing the rest. There are also 2 extra people that he had to kill in the manhwa. The fight, if you can even call it that, between Jinwoo and Dong-suk had equal scenes of pacing with a bit more censoring from the manhwa, some goofy excluded from the anime, and Jinwoo mentioning his clothes becoming a mess after killing 8 people, which is pointing at Jinwoo being no longer human. After leaving, we go right into the Little Brother City scene in the manhwa, which included manhwa exclusive dialogue, and this scene and interaction only exists in the anime, where we meet this girl who has future appearances in the manhwa, and we get to see his quest rewards in both medias. Like, join membership, and subscribe!